if you postpone a reward to the end of something, you're gonna start regret. They're gonna start like resenting what you're doing because like it's not as fulfilling.
So this is a whole nother can of worms because I don't know if everyone knows this, but one of my huge passions, all I read about is like habits, psychology, like optimization, personal improvement. And one thing you mentioned, which I really like, is that when you have an environment where you're studying, like it's way easier to trick yourself into studying. Is like, all I do at this desk is study. All I do in my bed is sleep. So when I go to bed, I know that my body knows to sleep. But you can have other triggers, right? So like a trigger is a very, very powerful thing, is that when you sit down, you start working. And like, Pavlov taught us about triggers and how, if you combine two actions together, for example, with running, right? I know all I have to do, I have a pair of running shoes next to the door. If I put the running shoes on, I'm running, and that's all it takes. Like, it's so much easier to put on a pair of shoes than it is to go running. But I know that if I put the shoes on, like, I'm gonna go running. So it's like the barrier is so much lower because I'm just like, well, shoot, I just have to put the shoes on. I just have to put the shoes on, and then it kicks in gear. So sorry, I love that stuff. It's a big passion.
All I do most of the time is to just watch. When on my break times, I just watch like motivational videos, like David Goggins. I read his books.
I love Can't Hurt Me was really good. I enjoyed it. I'm gonna link that below. It'll mess you up, guys.
Of course. One extra thing I want, like how I study too, for people who like can't sit for a long period of time, I do something called Pomodoro technique. I studied for 25 minutes, no distractions at all, nothing but focus on studying, and then 5-minute break or 10-minute break, depending on how I'm feeling. But that allowed me to like, okay, if my phone rings or if my phone's, if someone messages me during that 25 minutes, I don't care. I'm doing that for 25 minutes, nothing else. So even if I wanted to sit and write one line of code, I know I have to commit 25 minutes minimum. And after that 25 minutes committed, I'll take 5 minutes to on my phone, kind of like let my brain rest, go on my see who's texting me, whatever. After that 5 minute, go back to 25. I know I'm committed at 25. I can't cut it half. I can't stop halfway. I have to do that 25. And then if I want to stop during that 5-minute break, then I can stop. But that's another way to keep yourself accountable also. And also eliminates a lot of distractions because nowadays you have such a short-term
attention span,
attention span, exactly. So that having 25 or even 15 minutes, 15-5, some people can go even like 50, then 10. Having just like short period of time where you're going to focus on this, then eliminate distractions, very, very beneficial for me.
Yeah, I think I have a video somewhere about how to stay motivated and productive for data science. And it's similar to the Pomodoro technique. But the thing that I just always recommend is schedule your break times. Because if you're going to take 5 minutes for a break, like in the Pomodoro technique, that break time doesn't creep. But if you're just like, oh, I'm going to work and then I'm going to break here, like I deleted Instagram from my phone because I would sit there and be like, oh, I'll just look at a little bit. And then like an hour later, my thumb's sore from scrolling and I'm like, oh, how did I waste all this time? So,
super important for sure. And also what that does is gives you like a little bit of reward. Like, okay, I'm gonna study for 25 minutes, then I can go on my phone just doing what I like. And that way you can even like talking about Pavlov, you can associate like that fun of being on the phone with like the dopamine rush with studying. So every time you're like, I'm excited to study because that gives me something to look forward to, which like, I guess go on my phone. It can be whatever you want, honestly. My phone is the best example because it's here. But it can be anything. It can be like, okay, after 2 hours of studying, I'm gonna go work. I want to go play basketball with my friends for 30 minutes. I'm gonna watch TV. Anything that you want as that your reward for doing that is very important, and it should be from day to day. Because if you postpone a reward to the end of something, you're gonna start regret. They're gonna start like resenting what you're doing because like it's not as fulfilling.